Hi, this is Johnny from Johnny's Auto Repairs. Today we're going to do a used car inspection, pre-purchase, and I'll show you things I look at before I buy a car, and we'll look under the hood, look at fluids for the engine, transmission, check see how the engine's running, do a test drive, check things inside the car, the electronics, and then do just a basic under the vehicle. Check the frame for rust, and look for rust under the vehicle. So first thing we'll do is go under the hood. Okay, first thing you want to do is make sure the oil looks okay. Yeah, if there's no oil on the dipstick, I just walk away because it could cause engine damage. And also, if it looks milky, it might be a blown head gasket or cracked head. So again, just walk away there. Check the transmission fluid next. Okay, to get an accurate reading, you should check it with the engine running, but just to take a look at it, make sure it's not milky or anything, and then make sure it doesn't have a burnt smell, and you want to have at least some fluid on the dipstick. Okay, I'll start it up and we'll listen to the engine. Okay, I don't know how all the sound's coming up, but you want to make sure there's no knocking or loud ticking, and you don't want that engine vibrating back and forth a lot because that might indicate a misfire. So this car's been pretty good for me, and the engine's pretty solid, I think. You want to check the coolant, make sure it's not milky or has water in it, because that could be a blown head gasket or a cracked head. This car is hot, so I can't remove this right now. Yeah, when you're in your car, check the dash, look at warning lights, check engine lights. If you do have I've got an airbag light, but that's something I need to work on. If you do have a check engine light, you really need to run the codes, and I'll do that on this car in a second. While you're in here, for the AC, you turn it on, you should hear the clutch go on. Check to make sure the blower's blowing, and you want to check the windows, make sure those all those work, and turn signals. Yeah, those work. Yeah, just pretty much check the electronics the best you can, whatever you have time to do, and don't forget the radio. I think, yeah, my wife has been in here. She did something, changed the channel, or I'll have to look at that later. I don't usually have the radio on anyway. If your check engine light's on, you definitely want to scan it for codes. This code reader scan tool, I guess, I got for about $100, so you can get them for cheap as $50, and I got it plugged into the OBD2 port over here, and let's see what codes I get. O2 circuit, bank 1, sensor 1. That one is a stored code. I had the check engine light on earlier and it went away, but I mean, good practice is to scan for codes anyway, even if the light's not on. As I said earlier, you definitely don't want to see a code for a misfire or a cam crank correlation, or anything that would indicate a engine problem or a transmission problem, like as far as the transmission, maybe a torque converter clutch code. That wouldn't be good. And yeah, my scan tools have an intermittent connection, I guess. But you have to use your judgment. Evap codes aren't a problem if you have a tire pressure code. If you have a scan tool that'll read that, that's not too big of a deal. So that's kind of a quick overview there. Okay, get ready to start the test drive. One thing I'll do is I'll put it in reverse, make sure that works. Yeah, and it should go into gear almost immediately, and it shouldn't be a real hard shift. If there's a lag, that could be a bad sign for the transmission. Also, if it shifts really hard, that could be an indication your transmission is not good. Okay, we'll start the test drive now. Okay, when I'm steering, I'm looking for any kind of squeals from the steering pump, and I'll do a test braking here. Make sure there's no grinding. Okay, we'll have to get it on the road here, and you definitely want to make sure it shifts through all the gears, because bad transmission can pretty much total a vehicle. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna make this light or not. I don't think so. Okay, I won't bore you when I'm sitting at the light here, so I'll come back when I'm back on the road. Okay, I'm trying to record and drive at the same time. Okay, get first, second. Yeah, shifting through the gears. It's not real hard shifts, pretty smooth, so that's good. Okay, I'm going to do a test braking here. I'm kind of loosely holding the steering wheel to see if it pulls one way or the other. No, that sounds good. I don't hear any suspension noises either, so that's positive. And one thing I do is I try to let the car run long enough to see if it's going to overheat. Right now, looks like it's almost up to temperature, so so far no overheating. And since this is my daily driver, I don't expect it to, but you never know. Okay, this pedestrian needs to move a little faster. Thank you. Have a nice day. Okay. Yeah, once it gets up to temperature, it'll stabilize, and that's a good check on that. Okay, as far as the body of the car, want to look for any dents, obviously, or scratches. What is this? Bird, that's not cool. But anyway, this car's in decent shape. We'll check underneath later. I don't know if it comes up on camera, but this car had been rear-ended and totaled. The paint right here and here is slightly different. Also look for the gaps between the components here. That looks pretty good. If they're way off, that means it's probably been in a collision. Then obviously rust. Yeah, you can see the body lines there don't quite match. Okay, next we'll go underneath and check the subframe for rust and the rockers for rust. Yeah, it's gonna be a little hard to film, but here's the subframe, and that looks solid. There's always gonna be surface rust, but I wouldn't worry about that. This is the left side. We'll check the right side. Also the rockers look pretty good. This car had been in a collision, has been put to get back together, so I don't see anything really too bad under here. Okay, I got a better light. Hopefully it'll come up on camera. But that subframe looks fine. And the rockers, pinch wells, those look okay. We'll go to the back next. Okay, once again, I'm not sure it comes on camera. Here's the rear kind of subframe. And it's got surface rust on it, but it doesn't look too bad. If there's pieces of metal missing, or if the rust is eaten all the way through, it's a good idea just to walk away. Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, after the test drive you might want to check underneath, make sure nothing's leaking, you know, oil or coolant or power steering fluid. So this is just a quick video about what I do when I check a vehicle before I buy it. Buying a used car is always a risk, but I try to do at least some preliminary checks, just to you know, improve my chances of getting a car that's reliable. Most of my cars are in the $2,000 range, so at that price point you're really not going to be as picky as if you were to buy a $10,000 vehicle. So anyone have any comments about their experiences getting used cars, or if you want to complain about the gas prices, that's cool too, just put it in the comments. So thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.